with a Hurricane Ian client. The scenario I'm describing to you happened to me last autumn. We put the application in, and that's how the client files Schedule C for an LLC business. And I submitted my own I called customer service. She said, oh, we'll just email it in. So I did. And then the loan officer calls and she said, well, we got the wrong transcript and we can't order a new one. I have to decline the loan. The madness, the dysfunction,
the cobwebs
of bureaucracy.
Here's the basics on the SBA National Disaster Program. Just so you know, we always urge you to submit your application
paper.
Do not use the SBA's portal,
which is very
to submit a natural disaster application. The SBA wants you to do it that way. If you do it that way, your chances of failure being declined increase exponentially because the website does not recognize the difference for many different business organization types, especially if you are an LLC and you file the income for your business on your Schedule C of your personal tax return, which means you're going to apply for the loan as the LLC because it's a limited liability corporation and you want to take the loan out in the name of the business. Once you get to the screen on the application that requires the IRS 4506 form, the 4506 is automatically generated by the SBA website in the name of the LLC. Even though you file your tax return,
individual,
the income in your personal tax return, which means your loan will automatically be declined. And it gets declined. Their standards of underwriting is once the applicant has met what they call full document submission, that means all documents have been requested through the portal or through email or through a phone call from the SBA or a combination of those. Once the applicant has submitted all those documents, the loan specialist at the SBA has 30 days to adjudicate the file, approve or decline. And if the IRS tax transcript comes back incorrectly, which in the case of an LLC with filing on Schedule C income, it's going to be incorrect. Automatic declination, they are not allowed to order a new set of transcripts. Believe me, I have tried. 30 days to adjudicate the file, which means because the denial rate, the declination rate is so high, most homeowners, renters, and small business owners who apply for natural disaster assistance will have to request a reconsideration. So what's the timeline for reconsideration, Linda Ray? Go ahead, tell them because you know what it is.
You mean the 6 months from the original declination date?
Bingo. They send you a letter that says you've been denied. The reasons they give you are vague. I don't understand them. I just spoke to the SBA yesterday morning, and the rep I spoke to, she didn't understand the reason. And the second rep that I called later in the day, she also did not understand the reason. The declination letter comes and it says, if you believe that this is an erroneous declination, you can request a reconsideration of your application, which in plain English means reapply, and you have 6 months from the date of the letter. Be mindful of that date because we had a woman reach out to us a few weeks ago wanting our assistance. She put in her reconsideration request 2 days after the 6 month date. I spoke to an SBA rep yesterday who told me that the clock starts running on reconsideration when? Tell them.
6 months from the date of application. Okay, you turn it right here.
That's what she said.
Application.
It's wrong. It's 6 months from the date of the declination letter. When you're on the portal putting your application in, that's the other thing. They got all kinds of bizarro security protocols. And as Julian points out, they think you're in Bora Bora submitting the application, which means they think it's fraud. And it'll get flagged as fraud. And that flag stays with you a long time. Third phase. So first phase is application. Documents submitted, you got 30 days to adjudicate, approve, or decline the file. If the file is declined, you have 6 months to request reconsideration from that date. If the file is declined again from reconsideration, then you have 30 days to request an appeal, which supposedly goes to the highest level at SBA with a senior loan officer who really knows their stuff. Don't bet on it, by the way. Don't put any money on that bet because you will lose massively. As we learned yesterday with a young man in California whose business is down 70% because of natural disaster in California. The SBA appeal reconsideration, they're giving him the total runaround. Because you're most likely to get declined and you're going to request a reconsideration, you should know two things about her and me, Aurora Consulting. We do consulting for natural disaster applications, but really reconsideration reconsiderations, because then you get the loan officer brain that I've got, and I rip the file to pieces. I look for everything that could be a reason for SBA to decline the loan, including trying to suss out why your loan was declined in the first place, which very often is tax transcripts, but it could be something else, a data entry mistake, submitting the wrong form, submitting the wrong 4506 form, not just incorrectly filling it out, but literally the wrong form, because it doesn't say the SBA's address on that line, and we charge a fee for it. You can learn more about it on our website. Know that you're going to need professionals like us if you want to be approved.
These are things that are going to come up.
Well, these are things that we address in our post-closing blueprint, and the link to purchase that is in the description. You can also hire us for a 1-hour phone consultation. I did 2 of those yesterday. One was for a declined natural disaster loan in California. The other one was for a business in Texas that missed the deadline to submit an application for a natural disaster, and we were wondering if he could still submit. And the good news was, yes, he can submit. In both those instances, it's a paid phone call. You pay us for the 1 hour. You get me on the phone. I listen to your story and try to analyze it. And often I will pick up the phone with you on the line and call the SBA to get an answer, because I know how to speak to the SBA and ask the questions.